Conversations.
Hello, everyone. I am Lucy Taylor, Lucy Lou. Credit Conversations with Lucy every Tuesday, 9 a.m. Eastern Time.
I'm Jabs, Jabs, with Wealthy Radio, Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, every Thursday.
I am K-Dot with Morning Mimosas with K-Dot every Sunday between 10:30 and 10:45.
And you're an author.
I am.
You like reading and writing.
I love writing, less reading.
Oh, okay. Thanks for honest. That's
That's what spell check. That's what spell check for.
Yeah.
All one shot, one kill.
If I'm
Tell us
reading,
about-
I prefer an autobiography. That's about the only thing I like to read.
Really? Not
yeah.
the Harlequin romances?
Nope.
Well,
No, I got Tyler Perry movies for that. So.
Right.
Oh.
You got many of them.
Right. So reading autobiographies, that's the only thing I really read. Of any person, from Hitler to George W. It doesn't matter. I just like autobiographies.
Have you read Tiffany Haddish's Black Unicorn?
I have not. I'm not. I try. I read what I'm interested in, and I'm not quite that interested in her that much. Only because I believe she said so much. I feel like I've already read her book. She says a lot.
She's a comedian.
So, yeah. So
Right,
I don't really.
yeah.
It's not really
She
my
does share a
secret.
lot.
Yeah. So I'm like
Right.
not there yet. But
I did the audibles for her,
okay.
and I felt the same way. Like, you've already given me the trailer, so how good is the movie gonna be?
Right.
But what it doesn't, the book gives you the emotional side of what
Okay.
she's already told us, and not just the experience of it. And diving into how she felt, and being in a foster care system and different things like that.
But how do you get that more from a book than from her in person through stand-up? Because through stand-up, you have the body, you have the emotions, you have the visuals, so she can act out how those emotions played out versus them putting in
She's
in
not
writing.
trying to convey the seriousness of the book. Her on stage is to make you laugh. In her book, she's trying
It's
to get you to
serious.
understand
Okay.
this is what it's like, and it's not just me, but there are others that are going through and different things like that. So it's a chance where she actually gets to take off the comical hat for a minute and let you see that beyond the comedy, there's another part of me. There's a soul here that was once hurt and has gone through and things like that.
What are your books about?
There are two completely different spectrums. The first one is about customer service and the lack thereof.
Why did you laugh when you said that?
That was bad customer service.
Right.
I was expecting something else.
Gotcha.
Well, the reason is because of being in the industry for bartending, serving, hosting, catering, all those things. The customer service, I feel, has just been lacking. I don't know if it's a generational thing, but it's just, you go to a restaurant and it's like, when's the last time you just had like a really good server? Everything is just kind of,
Right.
You
go anywhere.
Yeah, and I
It
feel like I go out a lot, and it used to be, I can go to this place and request Jeff. I can go to this place and request. Now it's like, God, let's hope I get a server that don't smell like cigarette smoke.
Right.
But doesn't that vary based upon who you are? Because I have found that when I go out to eat at a restaurant, I've seen the same wait staff treat me better than the person sitting across from me.
I don't know. Because you have a nice voice and you order your steak medium rare, they judge you have
Absolutely.
they want your money from you.
You got steak
Okay.
and not chicken
Because
tender.
I'm being honest. I
Yeah.
mean, being in the industry almost 20
Because that's what I've
years, if
experienced.
you order your
is
steak well done, but oh shoot, we already know what this gonna be. Put ranch on it. I need to see a manager. Got a coupon. But if somebody order a medium rare sushi and a cocktail, it's like, oh okay, credit score kind of high. Hello, Mr. Black Card. So I think that you carry yourself in a very professional manner, and a lot of people would treat you differently than someone who dressed in a t-shirt and sweatpants, and they probably have the same amount of money. So
Right.
you may get
Absolutely.
preferential treatment based on how you do that, and it shouldn't be that way though, because you never know how much money I have in my Forever 21 sweater,
Right.
versus somebody
That's
else.
why I
You-
got
you
money,
don't
because
know.
I bought the sweater from Forever
Right,
21.
but my shoes may be Louis Vuitton. You never know.
Correct.
So
Hey, Goodwill got some good stuff.
I'm just saying.
Shout out.
But it's interesting you say that, because in the book I'm actually writing about both sides of it.
Okay.
Because sometimes you can get bad service because your server is bad, or you can get bad service because when I said hello to you, you said Diet Coke. So it's two sides to the customer
That's right.
service. So it's someone's, what are you doing and what are they doing?
Right.
The other book is a revamp on Christian dating, redefined. One thing I'm discussing is, can someone define what shacking is, and is it truly a sin if you're not intimate with each other? Because I think a lot of things are judged in a certain manner, and I just think I've experienced that. I've lived with another man, not into it at all. 6 years celibate.
6
Okay.
years?
6 years.
You've got my
Yes,
two.
and but I've lived with 3 men, and nothing's happened. And
Wow.
is it a sin though? Am I shacking?
Right.
What's the words are wrong in it? We have 2 separate bedrooms, 2 separate bathrooms. So where's the wrong in it? So I think a lot of times we grew up in this mindset, you know, like we don't ski or we don't do this, but you don't know what works for me, and I will never know until I try it. And I know what my weaknesses are. I don't kiss. I was engaged for 2 years. We didn't kiss. I'm an adult. You kiss me, it's going down because
Right.
I'm an adult. We don't play around. Here's a hickey. This is what my body looks like.
Yeah.
I'm you know. Now I understand when grandma says babies come from kissing. It's true.
Yeah.
But I know my limit and I know my weakness and I know the value in it. So I chose to take this route. I know, you know. So it's just like, what really works? Like what, you know? It's just different. There's just a large spectrum of Christian dating and like what's right, what's wrong, what grandma said you can do, can't do.
Right.
You know.
Lucy Lou
So.
will educate you on what's right
Oh,
from a
okay.
Christian perspective.
He is so
I'm open.
But no, but
And this goes based on, you know, my personal experience. But
Right.
again, everybody can't do that.
Right.
You know, I'm not judging, but I know that I wanted to present myself to my future husband as refurbished, you know, and that's what mattered to me.
Love you.
Let me ask you
First
this.
time I
Do you think the rules of, I mean, times change. You know,
Yes.
we have to be honest, times change. Do you think the rules of Christian dating have changed? Like you can't date like you would back in the 60s or the 50s?
They didn't
Yeah,
date.
I
they
think-
was like, Mr. Johnson.
I want to see your daughter.
If I can take your daughter, well, Nettie, you can't have right now, not
She
never.
been spoiled
But
twice.
see, she worked hard. Yeah, they have changed. I give you my cow and 12 acres of my cornfield, son, in exchange for your daughter.
Daddy, no.
Who's 15, by the way?
Right.
13.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
My response is I feel, because I'm a Christian, I believe in the Bible. I believe the Bible stands and is true. But if you take everything in the Bible so literal,
We don't have multiple wives and
that's true.
concubines.
But, you know, back in the day, they would take, you know, a sheep up to a mountain and slay it. You know, for God. You do that now, you get arrested. PETA. So you can't take
Yeah.
it so literal. So it was written at a certain time. It still has the same...
Mhm.
Still the same meaning behind it, just a different way of expressing it. You know, you can't just, like I said, go to a mountaintop and slay a goat or kill your son. Oh, God told me to kill my son. That's not going to work out in 2019. So you have to take that and see what the meaning behind the act was and do that same act in a different way in 2019. That's how I feel about that.
Okay, thank you.
I would think that it, yes, I agree with that, but I think the way that sexuality and dating in the church, in Christianity, the conversation is the same, but it's being explored a little more. Like that door is opening a little more. They would never talk about oral sex in the church. Not now, not never, not ever. You know, they would give you all of the do's and don'ts. However, for me, it was always a transparency. You know, do as I say, not as I do.
Right.
You know, and pretty much you're finding, you know, ministers that are falling from grace because the very thing you told me not to do. You know, so I think that it's still there, but this woke generation is taking on an aspect of I have to look beyond what you're saying, you know, and take this. First of all, it's based upon my alignment and my relationship with God. Mimosas may not bother you in the morning. You have no conviction. My mother would faint at the altar if you took
Right. My mother
right a mimosa, and she'd be like, "Oh, that's nice." I'm like, "Mom, like when we go out with my parents, we're like, oh, my dad be like, oh, like that. I like that blue drink." No, Dad, because he is
That ain't
so
Kool-Aid.
right. That ain't raspberry blueberry. No, sir, don't do that. That's not it. You know, and it would be a. So I think, you know, the terminology and things like that, it has to be, for me, the transparency. If the church can speak out about it, you probably wouldn't have as much problems with it.
Agreed.
If you leave it up to don't do it and don't do it because I say don't do
Or don't
it,
explain it. Or explain
right,
why.
or at all, right, then what's the point in trying to...
Because 1 minute, you know, the bedroom was undefiled for married people, and the next thing is missionary only. I'm like, well, okay. You're supposed to keep dating no matter what.
Fresh.
So at some
Right.
point, it's not right now.
Who said missionary only?
Just generally older school. Yeah,
Old
my
school.
my
Oh, yeah.
mom,
Church mothers?
Yeah, generally.
Yeah,
you
she's
know,
got a
like-
lily
like
on her
you
head.
said.
Because they can go in other positions.
But I'm just,
Right.
whatever
That's
the
what
case
that
is,
is.
whatever the case is, the reason is
Not because they don't
know.
desire to. They just can't offer
But like
and
she
stuff.
said, I talk about oral. It's like everything's just. whoop. I'm
Earl,
like,
Earl, what is you doing down there? Get back up here. That's why I ain't want to get cable. Watching that mess on TV, the devil is alive. You think it's some hot body oil and she anointing
But I feel like if your partner isn't your best friend, I'd rather, experiment everything with my best friend I'm supposed to and I can than to get curious and step outside. So I'm like, look, we're gonna try this, or I'll get curious. And you're a human being, you will get curious. So if you don't have that one person to kind of be like, all right, let's try this. Safe word, pineapples. Okay, no, we're gonna do that.
Right, pineapple.
But my thing is you have to keep it going. If you're trying to be married, I'm thinking about people married 30, 40, 50, 60
My
years.
parents just celebrated 45
Wow.
years.
And I'm, okay, what in the world haven't they done? I'm not, but there's something there that's keeping it going. I'm pretty sure it's not just missionary no more.
I will absolutely tell you this. I will say it, and I don't care what my mom say. My parents literally they were in high school when they had me, so they were teen, and now they're living their teenage years out. Now that all the kids are grown and gone, they sexed, and I'm like, Mom, let me see your phone. I'm like, what you need it for? Like, and literally she was like, don't go to the gallery. Like, don't go to the gallery. We was like, we were at the house one day, and it was like, did they leave? It's like, no. And literally, my parents came out of the garage. The back of my mom's hair was bushed like this, and my dad's shirt was buttoned. She was like, don't nobody take the car. I was like, yeah.
Wow.
So,
I feel like I got groove back.
they finally get to use their groove.
Right,
Because there were
right.
kids around.
Right.
You tried a groove and ta-da, and your groove got cut short.
Mommy, what's that?
Right. So literally,
Daddy's hurting you.
She's a pretzel.
Oh, I want to play Twister. oh, I want to play.
Mommy, what's that swing?
Yeah. You in there with a whip to my giddy up. Where'd you get that from? Why is it sticky? I use that. So my parents have literally, I have seen the best and worst of my parents. And I mean the absolute worst. I remember one time my dad did something. Me and my baby sister, my baby brother, we were throwing his clothes out the second floor window. Like, I saw it on TV, so I was like, take the screen off, just throw his stuff out, like, let's go.
Wow.
And my
Some waiting to exhale
father,
stuff.
yes, hunty, I'm just trying to tell you. When they did Greenlee, what was that, Queen Sugar, and Nova wrote the book about her family? They don't want me to write one, because ours will be comical and yet embarrassing for some, and I'll just be like, hey, it is like,
I'll be in there reading
That's okay, sir.
But I have been blessed to witness the full 45 years of my parents' marriage, and it has taught me more than anything the do's and don'ts of marriage. If I take anything from them, it is one, to keep the intimacy at a heightened state. Like, there's always got to be, you never ever ever get too old. My great aunt is 93, and I remember I would call and check on her one time, and she said something. She was like, it ain't nothing wrong if you gonna sit on his lap. I'm like, what? Because she is good and sanctified, and she asked me about dating, and I was like, I don't know, like, what you see? Well, you can't be. Like, I ain't telling you to do nothing, but
They started the conversation out loud.
Right. Maybe, y'all can hold hands and, if you sit on it, I'm like, what are you thinking, lady? You're in your 90s, yeah, but that literally, my family has been very open and very respectfully educational, so that we never grew up thinking that my parents were hermits or prudes and never did anything. My mom is very much stay off that and don't, and don't leave your daddy alone for a minute.
If there's a kissing scene, my mom would still be like, turn your head. I'm like, I am
wow.
61. What are you
What are you
talking
talking
about?
about, lady?
But all kind of respect.
Look.
Well, right. I've done worse, but all right.
However, the 45 years, the 30 years, the 50 years, that doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
We're getting
That's
married
just the
later.
reality
I'm
of
35
it.
and I'm not married yet. 'Cause like your parents been together how long? And just in case somebody didn't catch that, I 7.5. Recognize it. But I feel like, you
But
know,
6 years cobwebs.
refurbishedness.
Oh, okay.
Rejuvenated.
Right.
What?
Tell you something
Right.
you need to hear.
It's like, my honeymoon only 3 months long. I don't want no cell phone. I don't want no electricity. I don't want no job. I'm going off the grid for 3 months, okay? My husband's coming back with 1 leg. That's gonna worth it.
Run.
Only to build up your stamina, homie. Let me tell you.
He wasn't ready.
No.
Right. Pineapple.
You gonna be sleeping in the bed trying to slide.
Where you going? Where you going?
She gonna hand him a Gatorade bottle. But I just
Mason
go
jar.
right here. You good? Oh,
Be on my
why?
side.
Since you up. But I'm not.
Give me a minute.
You're like, why you keep making me eat Tic Tacs? I'm not gonna do Drink some blue raspberry Fanta. Crush it up every minute.
You roofie him every hour on the hour.
What happened?
Blood pressure through the roof. Just been popping Viagra. I think it's
He be like, it ain't supposed to be like this for more than 4 hours. Yes, it is. You know how long I was.
For who though? 4 hours. But I just think people got married earlier, you know, with different values, different times. You know, back then it was, you know, guy makes money, finds decent lady, start life, you know.
Right.
But like I said, I'm 35, I'm not married yet, so I don't even know if I'll have a 50-year marriage. I don't, you know, I don't know how long I'll live. There's people who've been married, you know,
45 years
exactly.
at
I'm
age,
just
that's
now
big
starting.
years there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just think then the marriage was different, you know, back in the war days. I'm running off. I might not come back. You might not come back. Yeah, and now it's kind of like, I'll play it out and we'll see.
And then think about
Hope
women
he don't
too.
come back.
Right. Women have
Actually,
more
get out.
options.
Is the insurance paid up?
I mean, back then we didn't have birth control. We couldn't read, couldn't vote. Now we are the masters of our own destiny. So I don't need your money anymore. I make my own.
It makes us more independent, I think.
Yeah.
So it makes us not so reliant.
Correct.
I mean, it's nice to be a chair on top of my Sunday, but I have my own chair. You be the second chair on top of my
Yeah.
Sunday. You know, I don't.
You be the
complete-
sprinkles around it or something like
You be the spoon to dip it. You know?
Right. So we have more options.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And
I agree
the
with that.
fight or
Does that
the
make
fight or
world-
flight has changed in our generation.
Definitely, it's
There's
more
no
flight.
fight.
Yeah,
We
definitely
no
more
longer
flight.
fight for anything. We don't fight for jobs. We don't fight for equality. Like
Because there's so many options.
There was an era, and if I don't like it, fine. I'll just do something different. And having all of that,
You just co-sign.
Oh, we're
yeah. And they're like, oh, you're not. Bye. Next. Like,
That's
we
me.
don't
I'm
know.
a swipe.
Somebody will.
I'm sorry, you gonna wear socks with your shoes? Next. It's the smallest I'm done. I have no patience, no time.
Wow.
No socks
That's
Be
with
cockeyed, you just can't work with that.
No, you gotta bring so much other things to the table. I'm like, okay, you gotta cock out. But,
Okay, so you can
But-
compensate in other areas.
yes.
Right? It's the whole person.
right.
Okay.
I have my deal breakers. You know, I'd rather have someone with one little eye this way than a smoker because your tongue feel like sandpaper.
Mhm.
So, you know, everybody's got their thing.
They're kissing that
So,
Persian rug.
Yeah, you can fix, you know, it's all right. Then you always look at
Let
it.
your hair grow out. Get your little swoop. Get your Justin Bieber going.
We'll stand side by side.
Right.
Just turn your face a little bit.
Right.
You're the
All right.
kid.
Yeah.
That's okay. So,
I
you
know
know,
you was a twin. I
No,
had
you
two
know.
girls last night. No, you didn't. Fine, you know what? Go ahead, think that.
I tell myself, God knows me better than I know myself. God knows me better than I know myself.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, if we got a little cockeye, maybe we're gonna fix it next week. I hope so. You know, so I don't completely dismiss those things. There's something I do, but physical appearance, that's something that can be changed.
I've always called it
Sometimes.
Benjamin Button
Sometimes,
dating.
true.
I Benjamin Button date. Give me what the end is going to be. If you already don't have any hair, you didn't start off with this,
Right,
and then later
okay.
on, I'm like, dang, oh Earl.
But going back to his statement, do women do that? Because we have, good pads here, a little pad there, a little lash here, a
I
little back wing
remember
here, a
one
little hair
time-
there.
My mother.
Take all that off.
I had a boyfriend actually helping me put a weave in, and my mom was like, "You gonna let him see your hair?" And I was like, "Yeah, better now than later."
True.
That's
Surprise.
And scared
Exactly.
him.
You guys get
Like-
like, the luxury. Like, if a dude is ugly,
Yeah.
that's all they got.
It is what it is.
That's
There's no
true.
makeup. There's no eyeliner.
There's
for
no
that.
embellishment. There's no
That's-
nothing.
That's right.
No,
That's
right.
true. That's true.
The best he can do is throw on some cologne. That's about it. You
That's what
smell
they got.
good, but
If
other
you
than
smell like you
that,
got clean white shoes, you halfway there.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
yeah.
That's a starter kit. That's a starter kit.
Every starter kit.
I'm
A bottle of
serious.
cologne, a nice pair of shoes.
Because your clean shoes talks about your
you know what they gonna
closet,
give
your
their men for
car.
Christmas.
Right.
Just
Straight
saying.
to it.
Look at the shoes. So he could, okay.
And
All
your
right,
breath, and your
great.
breath gotta smell.
That's
good.
true. It's
Your
little
breath
little
gotta
things
smell.
that
Just-
will tell you a lot. I agree
Yeah,
with that.
we'll go from there. But those men typically have great personalities because you
They
can't
done
be
been
mean
through.
and
That's all they
ugly.
got.
Can't be mean and
That's why
ugly.
most
Right.
big guys are funny. He's like, yeah, I'm big, but I'm funny though. I'll
Yeah.
take that.
Right.
Yeah, Biggie was hilarious. If
Yeah,
you take
right.
away his talent and if you take away his money, Biggie was not Biggie. If you just saw him down the street, he was not cool.
Yeah.
But
Big.
throw some rap lyrics and a little chains, a little money. Oh, he kind of
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah.
Look ugly.
Look at his
He just a big bone.
girlfriend
He just a big
before the
bone.
money, and then after the money, he had faith. So
Right, right,
Mm.
He
right.
ain't
So
big, he
look
poor.
at
Portly.
Yeah.
Portly,
Yeah.
Fluffy.
fluffy,
There you go.
Yeah.
big bone.
Yeah. Enhanced.
Yeah.
That's it.
A little bloated from Thanksgiving dinner. Yeah.
We can tune into your show when?
Sundays, 10:30 to 10:45
10:30 a.m. or p.m.
a.m.
Eastern Standard Time.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
And the name of it is
Morning Mimosas with K-Dot.
Got it.
Lucy Lou.
Credit Conversations with Lucy every Tuesday, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Check me out.
Awesome.
And Wealthy Radio, Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time.
With jabs.
Jabs. With the S, not a Z.
Yes.
Demonically speaking. Tuned in to the Profit and Growth Hour here on WDRB Media.
The voice
Of
the community.